guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today's going to be a jam-packed video. We're going to talk about the new update news, everything really quickly. We're going to review what is coming in the June or July update. I don't know exactly when it's going to be coming, but I think it's safe to say probably the end of this month or the beginning of next month. We're also going to talk a little bit about the state of the game, at least in the opinion of yours truly. That will be the second half of the video. Talk about some pain points right now inside the game and just the overall health, try to kind of assess that of Clash Royale. So let's start with the new update news. We have King Tower skins coming to the game. Clash Royale tweeted just less than an hour ago from the time of this recording this picture, basically showing us a new King Tower with some sort of a gold-plated skin or something like that, maybe a little bit of blue in there. So it looks like more cosmetic, probably features that you have to pay for or maybe unlocked in special challenges will be coming to the game. I've always been of the opinion that these are really good changes. I like to see the monetization strategy for Clash Royale shift from pay to win, and you know what I'm saying, basically paying for a competitive advantage, to paying for pretty little cosmetic things inside the game. So I am all for more emotes, more skins. Heck, I'm even for troop skins in the future. Add as much cosmetic stuff as you possibly can, Supercell, and continue making life a little bit easier for card leveling in exchange, which we'll talk about again at the end of the video. So the other things that we know are coming inside this update are a new legendary card with a hook or anchor mechanic, a new arena, as you guys can see right here. It's I don't know, a giant sitting there with like an archer's butt in his hand or something, or maybe that's just cotton candy. Either way, he's on a ship or an airship, it looks like. And of course, we're getting a new season, so we don't know exactly what the seasons are. Is it a season pass? Is it kind of like Clash of Clans or Fortnite or any of those battle royale games? We do not know yet, but that's what we know is definitely coming inside the update, and we know it's coming in a couple weeks or so. So let's talk a little bit about the state of the game. So I want to talk about two big issues in terms of the state of the game. Number one is life for free-to-play players and players who just don't spend a lot of money in the game, which, you know, I just want to come out and say this. First of all, Clash Royale is doing better than it has in a long time. The game is really fun, at least to me. I love global tournaments. I love the special challenges. I love that the meta is diverse. Almost every archetype in the game is viable. So these are all good things. I don't want to just be a negative Nancy here. And the popularity of the game is really high too. Look at this. Look at the popularity of Clash Royale compared to, say, Brawl Stars. Just in the US here, it's really incredible that Clash Royale, almost 4 years into its existence, is still going strong, and even it's translating to YouTube. Not just my channel, but a lot of channels are doing better than they have in a long time. So all that is really good to see, and I still love the game. I love the esports side of the game, and I think that CRL West especially, and actually Asia and China, have all been fantastic, especially after they made those kind of production changes to CRL West. So I love the competitive side of the game. I just love the direction this game is kind of going. So, what are the issues? Free to play, right? So, listen, if they're going to be adding more cosmetics to the game, I would like to see more solutions to allowing free to play players or players who don't spend a lot of money on the game to level up not just one deck, but different decks. I think the problem right now with free-to-play players is, yeah, they've made a ton of positive changes. Way more gold, there's more gems in the game than there was back in the day. We've come a long way since the good old days when it actually cost gold to search for a match on ladder, right? But, and trade tokens have been amazing, right? But I still think that the problem right now is that a lot of players will invest in one archetype to level up, but then they can't really try other archetypes because it takes so long to level other cards up. So there needs to be some sort of an exchange, maybe a discount where you can try other decks and not have to save up $1,000 or 1,000 hours worth of playtime, right? And I think one solution, I've been banging this drum for a long time, is potentially just going ahead and making free entry tickets or tokens to grand and classic challenges as rare drops from chests on ladder. I think that solves a lot of problems. It incentivizes players to play more ladder, and then it also gives more kind of player pool inside challenges, and also makes them a little bit easier because there's more players overall. And of course, most importantly, it gives us a mechanism. It gives non-big spenders an easier mechanism to farm up their cards, and that should be, you know, an inherent possibility for everybody who plays this game. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is kind of the staleness of the game. There's a little bit of staleness inside the meta, and that sounds kind of contradictory because I just said that every archetype is viable right now, and I stand by that. But at the same time, now that they've pulled the reins in on balance changes, they're only really doing balance changes. They only did, what, 4 or 5 cards last balance change? And it looks like they're going to be doing that every single month. Sometimes they said they might not balance change any cards, maybe just 1 rework and 1 balance change. And to me, I was always of the belief that balance changes are meant not to freshen up the meta, but rather just to fix cards that are inherently broken or too powerful or just really crappy inside the meta. But now that I've seen the shoes on the other foot, now that the grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence, how many more cliches can I throw at you guys? But I'm starting to realize a big part of balance changes was actually freshening up the state of the meta, making the game feel a little bit more interesting, compelling players who maybe stopped playing midway through the season to pick it up again because, hey, they just buffed barbarians, or they just nerfed a card that was dominant in the game, right? So I think that having 8 or so balance changes, I used to be kind of indifferent or maybe erring on the side of maybe that's not necessary. But now, personally, I mean, I can think of 8 cards that need balance right now. You can always find cards that need balance. I'm not saying just balance cards for the hell of it. I'm saying take these cards that are on the bottom of the use and win rates and give them a little buff, and take the cards at the top and give them a little bit of a nerf, right? And the fact that they're going to stop that, I think we're seeing it over the last 2 months. The game is inherently kind of dry a little bit. You know, the meta is a little bit dry. And I'm not sure if this applies to all the players in the game, but it definitely applies, I would say, to the majority of my audience. How do you guys feel about that? I think that it's weird because the game is, at one hand, it's relatively balanced, and meaning that every archetype is viable. On the other hand, it does feel a little redundant, a little repetitive. So guys, what do you think? I think that if they address some of those issues, right? Maybe a new feature would be awesome too. If they want to add a big new feature like King of the Hill would be amazing, or flesh out Clan Wars and add some substance to Clan Wars, give us that real-time camaraderie with our clan when we're competing in a clan war. Those would be amazing changes, but those are very difficult as well. So, of course, I'm looking for big features, but I'm talking about the simple things, and that's kind of carrying into the overall state of the game for me when I think of the health of Clash Royale. So what about you guys? What are you expecting in the update, and what do you want? If you could choose just one thing in the next update, what would it be? Let me know in the comments below, guys, and make sure you stay tuned here. Subscribe, turn on your bell notification, make sure your YouTube notifications are on so you won't miss any update news, because I plan on uploading every single ounce of news that I can kind of scrounge up for you guys the moment when I can possibly legally share it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner in the Clash Royale. Check out their information in the show notes below. Thanks, and as always, take care, guys.